Black America. Ethiopian here with a message for you. This is going to be about as important of a message as any, and I hope that you lend me an ear. I understand that we have our differences. I understand the grievances that we have as a people from Africa and a people in America. I want to ask you to look past that for 1 second and just hear me out. Right off the bat, I want to acknowledge one thing. For those of you who consider yourself indigenous to America, I want you to know that I respect you. I respect your heritage, your history, and your claim. And I also understand that you will never leave America. You would rather fight and die for this land, and that is commendable, and it is your prerogative. My message to all of you melanated people, my people, is this. Consider a mass exodus to Africa. Hear me out. Before you skip the video, just lend me an ear. Allow me to explain. In this country, for over 600 years, you have been held captive in your own land by a people who refuse to acknowledge your humanity. A people who refuse to accept you as equals. While today they hold $138 trillion in net worth, you have 5.9. I tell you what though, that is still a hell of an accomplishment. With that in mind, I also understand, and you also understand, the only way to get equality and your land back in America is civil war. Because politically, it's never going to happen. Here's my thing. What if I told you the greatest way to defeat colonialism in America is not with your blood, but with your absence? What if I told you that you have an alternative to civil war? What if I told you that alternative is Africa? Hear me out. Your community is worth $5.9 trillion. If you today decided to band together under one accord as a black people in America and decided to conduct a mass exodus to Africa, let me show you what you can build for yourself with just a fraction of your wealth. Here's what 14 billion African dollars can build in Africa. Keep in mind, your net worth is 5.9 trillion USD. This is what 14 billion African dollars can build.
Just over 60 kilometers south of Nairobi, on the way to the port city of Mombasa, sits the site of Kenya's newest smart city, Konza Technopolis. The vision of the Kenyan government is to build a broader city from scratch to bring research, universities, industry, and government together. The city will be modeled after Silicon Valley in the United States, so it has been nicknamed the African Silicon Savannah. Konza Technopolis, previously called Konza Technology City, has been in development for 15 years, and it is set to position Kenya as a technology leader in Africa and globally. In 2008, plans for Konza City were first revealed as part of Kenya's Vision 2030. A government-led development program with the declared goal of transforming Kenya into a middle-income country, providing a high-quality life to all its citizens by the year 2030. Since its construction in 2019, the project has created more than 400 jobs and trained more than 100 local workers and engineers. Being developed at a cost of $14.5 billion, the city is planned to cover more than 2,000 hectares when fully finished. The project will be Kenya's future hub for business process outsourcing, software development, data centers, disaster recovery centers, call centers, and light assembly manufacturing industries. As a flagship project for Kenya's Vision 2030 for economic development, Konza is planned to be a world-class city, powered by a thriving information, communications, and technology sector and reliable infrastructure. Konza City's master plan follows a stitch framework, consisting of a mixed-use bar that runs east to west off Mombasa Highway and intersects with a series of program bands that run north to south. These bands include areas dedicated to a university, residential spaces, science and technology, and offices. The city will also host commercial buildings, hotels, entertainment centers, a science park, a convention center, shopping malls, schools, and hospitals. An important component of this sprawling technology hub is the inclusion of general and affordable housing for people working and living within the Technopolis, as well as affordable housing for students. But what truly sets Kanza Technopolis apart is its commitment to sustainability. The city is not just smart, it's green. From double-glazed windows and solar panels to rainwater collection, clean sanitation, and waste management, every aspect of Kanza Technopolis is designed for efficiency and eco-friendliness. The focus on green building practices and sustainable materials ensures a clean environment, efficient use of water, and reduced greenhouse gas emissions. With ample green spaces allocated, Kanza Technopolis is expected to be a walkable city, one that includes high-quality public spaces, active and varied amenities, and short commute times between destinations. Moreover, Kanza Technopolis is fostering urban farming technologies to bolster food security and contribute to wildlife preservation within its expansive 1,000-acre wildlife corridor. As a smart city, Kanza will integrate a network of smart devices and sensors in the urban environment, roads, and buildings. Kanza's residents will also have direct access to the collected data, such as traffic maps, emergency warnings, and detailed information describing energy and water consumption. The availability of data will enable Kanza's residents to directly participate in the city's operations, lead more sustainable lives, and improve general inclusion. Shifting our focus to the city's construction, it is being built in stages to accommodate the growing population of 200,000 people. The project's first brick was laid in 2013. In 2019, the Kanza complex was completed, a mixed-use building with offices, a conference hall, and a hotel. The building has adhered to the green building standards and has integrated state-of-the-art technologies.
Are you following me? With a fraction of your wealth, a $14 billion investment from the black community in America into Africa can not only purchase you land, but it can purchase you an entire city. An entire city in which you can build your own banks, your own educational institutions, your own police, your own everything. But why stop there? With the collaboration of the 54 countries on the African continent to relocate your community to Africa, to expropriate land to you for your own use and your own benefit, to help build a Black American society in Africa. The continent of Africa will surround you with open arms and create a pathway for you to not just build your own cities, but eventually one day your own state and your own country. Free from Europeans, surrounded by people who look like you, who walk like you, who walk in the same skin, though we have different cultures. Think about this. Your salvation can be in Africa. Moses took his people out of Egypt to save them from the Pharaoh. How would this be any different today? Are you not under the thumb of today's Pharaoh? Are you not Hebrew Israelites? A mass exodus at this point is absolutely mandatory and should be on your list of things to do. History repeats itself every time. And sometimes we need somebody on the outside to remind us the options that we have. Your destiny is not to perish in America, fighting for dirt. Your destiny is to one day rule the world with the people who look like you. You have an alternative to war. It is your presence in America that makes this country great. Without your presence, this country is nothing but just another European colony. Take your presence where it is wanted, where it can thrive. You have a continent at your disposal that will expropriate land to you. Contact the consulates. Contact the countries you want to make a deal with. Invest in real estate in these countries. Invest in real estate offices. Build offices in which you can take and export physical labor, non-ether beings from America, take them to Africa where they can work in these real estate offices and build properties, buy land, and eventually migrate slowly but surely and integrate with the continent of Africa to build your own state and eventually your own country. It's a scary thing to think about. I know. You're so used to where you are and you're not willing to part with it. I get it. My people went through that. My parents came here in 99 from Africa when a major civil war broke out in Ethiopia. Grandma was too old to hustle and tussle with the young folk, and she had a baby. Me. She already raised her children, but she couldn't see me suffer through that shit, so she brought me here. I know what it's like to relocate somewhere. I know how scary it can be, how taxing it can be, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But integration ain't shit but a matter of time. It's something you can accomplish in a matter of time. It's nothing. I came here not speaking a lick of English. Look at me now. You can't distinguish me from any other African American. Maybe my forehead. But you know what I'm saying? Integration can be scary, but it can be done. And if you are tired of suffering at the hands of people who see you as animals and will never see you as human beings, please consider what I'm telling you. Contact the African governments. Make a deal for them to expropriate land to you. Build real estate offices, build hospitals, invest in schools, create your communities, integrate and migrate to Africa, and build your Wakanda amongst people who look and live like you. A people who can cherish your existence rather than looking at you like you are a stain. Yes, I know we have some Africans online talking a bunch of shit, but we will deal with those people on our own accord. Don't worry about that. There are haters everywhere. There are haters amongst you in your own communities who hate black people. Hate is everywhere, no matter what culture you go to. Even within your own culture, there are people who hate themselves. So don't let that be the reason why you're afraid. You can overcome that. That's nothing. There are 3.4 billion people in Africa today. A small fraction of those people are the people we're talking about. They don't matter. The future you can build for yourself in Africa is 100 times more beneficial than a future you will have in America. Think about this. You can slowly build yourself up into a state, into a nation, into a country. Free from the interference of Europeans. Surrounded by the love of your non-ether beings. The greatest way to defeat colonialism in America is to cease being its slave and grant them the gift of your absence, not the benefit of your blood. Please think about this offer. Africa is calling you. We're waiting for you. You have an alternative. You don't have to die in America. Come live in Africa.
That is a beautiful video. I watched it till the end, right? I've had that video for a very long time. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my time one day and really watch this and see what this guy is talking about. Yeah, he made so much sense in that video. But the thing is, if I would want to add to what he said, I would say it's okay to say, okay, these people should move down to Africa. But even in their country, they're not respected, even by the Africans who just came to visit. You know, these people have suffered segregation. They're already having a lot of traumas. Them moving down to Africa with what they have, how do you think they'll be perceived? I mean, there's something I know as well. I know they're not being hated back home, right? For the ones who have come to, Africa, they can testify to the fact that, when they are here, they're not being hated as such, right? But the truth is, it takes a whole lot. This is a decision that is going to take a long time to actually do. And now I so much believe in consulting God. What does God say about Black Americans? Now, if you look at the book of Jeremiah or Deuteronomy, you're going to see what God said about these people. And then how they're also going to conquer that land and take over it. Right. Now, they live in America is not going to be a fulfillment of that prophecy. They are not Americans, they are Africans. Yeah, they might look like we Africans, but they are definitely not Africans. They are Americans. And for that, I always believe in something. There's no place like home. For me, I feel home is where they know as their home. What if tomorrow something rises up and they start chasing them away and there is a kind of xenophobia and they're like, you will leave our country, you have to go back? How do you expect them to return back to their country? What do you think? Because if you're thinking of the positive, you're also going to think about the negative. It's fine to say, okay, they could come with their 5 trillion or whatever and come, invest in Africa. But what if it becomes a bad investment? What do you think they'll do? Looking at what they've gone through, looking at everything they've suffered in their life, do you expect them to start afresh? How would they start afresh? How would they start afresh? They won't. The only thing I'm going to say right now for them is they should remain in America. They're Americans, they're not Africans. They should remain there. It's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you think. And, with the way I see people, hating on them and hating on everything they have built, you call them, oh, these people don't have culture. These people are this. These people don't have manners. These people are lazy. You call them a kata. You call them a whole lot of things. Imagine when they're in your country. How would you treat them? Do you know the stereotype it will live on them when you tell them, go back to your country, you're not from this place. It's happening to Nigerians who are in Ghana already. It happens to even some Africans that are in South Africa who have gone there to invest their own money into their economy, and at the end of the day they are telling them to leave, all because they are making progress even more than the citizen of that place. These are the things that I actually look at and I'm like, no, 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 no. No, it's better you do your investment in your own country. It's fine to want to have a collaborations, right? You want to have collaborations with other countries. It's fine. You want to have international businesses. You want to come here and do business. But the thing is, I won't advise that they bring their money and come and become citizens of, one Kenya or one Nigeria. We never can tell what will happen tomorrow. What if it happens tomorrow? How do you want them to cope? What if a government comes and said, we don't want these people in our country? What do you want them to do? They will lose everything they've worked for. Even if they'll buy it penniless. Is that what you want them to go through? Come on. It's fine that, okay, maybe you're talking out of a place of pain or you don't like the way they are being treated. But the thing is, they are already overcoming it. That's the truth. They're not, it's not as intense as it used to be in the past. And as time goes on, I know it's even going to be even better than it is right now. So why telling them to pull out from a place they know as their own community to somewhere they don't know? It's not going to be easy, my dear. It's not going to be easy. I know you're speaking for your own country so that they could come develop your country. But the thing is, we know how Africans behave. They might decide to tell these people, we don't want you in our country again. You guys are doing this, you guys are doing that, you guys are doing this. Please, oh, no, 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 we don't want. Or a new government might come and say, no, we don't want, we don't want. That land is for our forefathers and we're not supposed to do this. We want to take it back once. Stories that touches the heart. And that is it. If you ask me to advise Black Americans, I'll say, remain in your country, America. You are America first. You built that country. I know it's going to be hard to take over America completely, but I know you're getting there. I know you're getting there. Do not forget, white people are going extinct already. You all are even at a high advantage right now. And that's why I keep saying, the ones that are not educated can now go to school, send their kids to school. The future is bright for Black Americans in America, more than anywhere in Africa. That's all I have to say. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments, right? My name is BJ on Global Gist with BJ. Please kindly subscribe, like, share this video. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.